Hi everyone! Today we are doing a 5-minute lesson on line and line exercises. Using any kind of pencil or pen and paper, we will be going over the proper full arm drawing technique and some practical exercises to improve your dexterity and line drawing skills to achieve skillful clean lines. While this tutorial is written with beginners in mind, experienced artists brushing up on their skills may find this useful too. Let's get started. First off, let's go over our materials. I am using a basic 2H pencil with a random pencil sharpener and some pretty bog standard paper I had laying around the house. Anything will do, honestly. The important thing is to get the techniques down and practice. Getting started, we're going to use a relaxed grip on our pencil with our thumb and forefingers, holding it kind of loosely at its end. That'll give us a little more control and prevent us from taking on worse habits when we're drawing on our paper. Sketchy little lines, for example. Not only is it bad for your hands, it'll also in the long term make your art look a lot more amateurish and hold you back in other areas in art. So it's a good idea to break this habit early. Now the first step to drawing nice clean lines like the one I'm showing on screen right now is to learn how to lock your arm. And what that boils down to is instead of using your wrist to draw, you use your entire arm as a single unit. So you'd start the movements at your shoulder and gradually use your elbow to fine-tune those movements into whatever you want to do with them. Be that drawing straight lines, clean curves, or spirally circles, this will just make everything a lot easier to control once you get the hang of it. And the best way to do that is to do some drawing exercises. Like, for example, drawing 2 points on the page and drawing a line through them. What it does for you is it helps you get better at guiding your hand across the page. And by training yourself to have more accuracy, you can get your drawings to look a lot cleaner a lot sooner. And you'll get used to the arm movements when you're drawing from the shoulder instead of the hand. Now, like everything else, this isn't necessarily a everything all the time type of thing. It's probably the best way to do it for most cases, but if there's just the occasional little fiddly detail you need to do, it's totally fine to switch back to using your wrist, but just don't overdo it. Now, it's also important to keep in mind with this exercise that you need to draw from as many angles as possible. So if when you draw from one point to another, back towards yourself, and then change the angle, do it both ways, change it again and again and again. Basically until you get bored with doing the exercise. You really can't do this enough. Now, another great exercise is to draw spiraling circles with the same drawing with the shoulder and elbow technique. The idea of this exercise is just to hold the pencil to the paper and draw as consistent spiraling circles as you can across the page in whatever directions you feel like. The more directions the better, obviously, but I'm just demonstrating one way. Obviously, circles are a pretty important part of drawing. They're pretty much everywhere, but what this gets you used to is just making those curved lines with your shoulder and elbow. Now, doing these exercises can be a bit of a drag, I will admit that. They are not the most exciting, but they are important. With regular practice, these can do a lot to improve your ability to draw for longer and with less fatigue once you're done. By the way, if you have any questions or video suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'd appreciate that. I'm always looking for new ideas and new ways to help people, so if there's anything in particular that you are interested in learning, just let me know. And of course, if you want to like and subscribe, that is also appreciated. I'll be sure to be producing more videos in the future that covers more topics like this one, from beginner to advanced. Just to recap a bit, we learned how to draw with our elbow and shoulder instead of our wrist. That's some important drawing hygiene right there. We also learned a couple of exercises about how to make our lines more accurate and straight and not straight, sometimes curvy. You know, some people like that. I'm going to include a pile of links in the description that will help you grow as an artist if that's what you're looking for, and also a few links to Amazon if you want to buy something and help support the channel. They're all mostly books that I really do believe in, and as well as a Discord server that I will be on. And if you want some critique or feedback or whatever, you can go ahead and join us and hang out. Anyway, this was 5 Minute Art School, and I am Natalie, and this is Witchy's Workshop. Bye! Basically, whatever... Really? That shows you how cheap these are.